Hello everybody, this is Mark Rivera of Genre Online Net on YouTube, and today I have a review of Umbrella Entertainment's Frank Herbert's Dune collection, the complete TV miniseries of Dune and Children of Dune, 4 Blu-ray disc limited edition collector set. Now this is the card that actually comes on the box itself. And basically it says here on the cover, it includes a 250-page hardback book, poster, art cards, and a build-your-own 790-piece Shai-Hulud Dune Sandworm. So we're going to go into this, but I wanted to just show you this front card that was, when you open it in the plastic, it's basically right over here. But when you take it off, there's the box itself, which is quite beautiful actually. This is the back of it, okay? And you can pause here to read, you know, anything you may want to read. And the special features, I'll go over the special features in a moment anyway. And then basically you have the picture over there to the right of the actual build a Shai-Hulud set, and these were limited to, I have number 792 out of a run of 1,500. So by the time I found out about this, they were already sold out, which is the part of the reason why the review was a little late. However, the disc set itself was available for a very, very reasonable price. I mean, the difference between ordering it direct from Umbrella and ordering it off eBay was negligible. But you're going to want to shop around, because when I bought it brand new, never opened before, I asked the seller, why are you selling this for so cheap if it's brand new? What's the deal? And he just said to me, I'm trying to be competitive. And so I guess I got lucky. But you really shouldn't pay too much for this. But unfortunately, unless there is a secondary seller, or unless Umbrella Entertainment comes up with some that maybe they didn't sell, or they decide to do a second run or something, this is the limited edition set. You're gonna have to find it on the secondary market. Now, before I go into the contents, I just wanna read you what it says here. Basically, you get 4 discs on Blu-ray. You get the complete Frank Herbert's Dune and Frank Herbert's Children of Dune. In addition to that, you get 2 bonus discs with the following extra features: the making of Dune, which is 1 hour and 53 minutes, the making of Children of Dune, which is 13 minutes and 22 seconds, Children of Dune storyboard with audio commentary, 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Children of Dune visual effects, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Cast and crew interviews, 1 hour and 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Behind the scenes productions documentary, 46 minutes and 3 seconds. The Graham Revell reveals featurette, 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Frank Herbert's Dune, The Lore of Spice documentary, 25 minutes and 44 seconds. Science fiction, science future panel discussion, 28 minutes, 29 seconds. Will Monnery on Frank Herbert's Dune featurette, 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Defining the Messiah featurette, 13 minutes and 8 seconds. Vittorio Storaro, The Color Wheel featurette, 12 minutes and 41 seconds. Walking and Talking with John Harrison featurette, 11 minutes and 15 seconds. The Secrets of Frank Herbert's Dune, 80 minutes. And still galleries. So, now that I've gone over the contents of what's on the discs, let me just show you the box. So this is the outer box, the slipcase. This is a very high quality box, by the way. Good, tough cardboard. Something that you may not expect considering, but you see the artwork is over here. and the artwork in the back as well. Okay, and then this is the inside of the box, and basically this is the contents of the box, which basically has this bonus artwork right here. And you see over here, this is this you pull to get the contents out of the box. Otherwise, everything around the box is exactly the same. So, you know, you've actually seen everything, except maybe here's the top of the box. Okay, so now let's get into the contents. First off, we have the 2-disc Blu-ray set, which comes in its own, it's actually 4-disc Blu-ray set, and I love the cover. It's the complete miniseries for both of them, and here's the spine. Okay, and this is the back, and basically there's a lot of bonus features here that I have never been made available on Blu-ray disc before, and some of them might even be exclusive to the set. I know pretty much everything that was available on DVD has been made available. The soundtrack on it is an anamorphic widescreen, or basically widescreen 16:9, 177:1 aspect ratio with 5:1 and 2.0 DTS HD master audio. There are no subtitle options. Now it says B here as far as region, but if you're familiar with a lot of Umbrella titles, they're usually region free, so no problem playing it here. And finally, the disc running time for each program is either 290 plus 251 minutes at 1080p, and that includes over 5 hours of extras that are in addition to that. Open this up, and you have disc 1 contains the original miniseries, and I should note that this is not the director's cut. I specifically asked Umbrella Entertainment if the cut on here is the director's cut. And by the way, the reason why I'm showing you this is to show you that it's the exact same artwork on the flip side. There's no difference, which is typical of Umbrella releases. Now, yeah, so it's not the director's cut. So if you have the DVD of the director's cut, because as far as I know, it's not available on Blu-ray disc, you're still gonna want to hold on to that. Then disc 2 is Children of Dune. Okay. And then disc 3 is the first batch of extra value features, and disc 4 is the second batch. And just so you guys can see, it's the same exact cover. So this is the reversibility of it. It's just the same exact thing. They don't advertise it as having a reversible cover or anything like that, but I just thought I would show you guys anyway, in case you're curious. So those are the DVDs, and I've already read to you what the contents of them are. So next we have a poster, okay, and the poster contains both an original one sheet that I guess was done for Sci-Fi Channel. I've never seen this one sheet exactly before, but it looks legit to me. It is the Sci-Fi Channel one sheet for Frank Herbert's Dune. So you got a copy of the Sci-Fi Channel one sheet, okay? It has got the Umbrella Entertainment logo here. And then in the back, it has a poster for the, basically, the Blu-ray disc set that we saw already, okay? So it's basically a blown up version of what you've already seen. So you have this poster. Next you have these, I'm tempted to call these lobby cards, but since this was not a theatrical release, I guess all you can really do is call them collector's cards. But these are some pictures. Okay, there's nothing on the flip side of them, but so you have 1, 2, and then nice glossy hard stock paper for this for these photographs. 3, 4. This is a good scene. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you have a total of 8 colored, photograph cards, collectible cards. And these normally do come in like wrapped in plastic, but once you take them out of the plastic envelope, they're practically impossible to get back into them. So it's up to you if you want to open them or not, but maybe you'll have better luck than me, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get them back into the cellophane or whatever you want to call it. So I just basically have them loose and keep them in the box along with the poster and the disc for now. Next we have this book, and the book, which is hardcover, is Frank Herbert's Dune collection. So here's the spine of the book, and here's the back of the book. Okay, so we'll go through this book together. And first off, I want to tell you guys is this book, most of it is a direct reprint of this book, which came out in 2000, The Secrets of Frank Herbert's Dune. This was a softcover book, and it included a DVD of extra value features before the miniseries ever aired. And for the longest time, as far as I know, these features were only available within the DVD set, or this DVD book, I should say, the book that comes with the DVD. Okay, these extra features were not repeated elsewhere, but on the Arrow 4-disc set, the extra value features on this disc that came with this book exclusively are on Blu-ray disc 2. So now you have a chance to get these extra features without having to go crazy and buy it on eBay or something like that. But otherwise, I'm just going to go flip through this really quick before we take a look at the other book. You can see right here that, and when I go through the other one, you'll see that basically this book is, this softcover book is basically been reprinted. There's some color photos here, but some of the photos have not been transferred. But then it also has extra features in this book that are not in this book. So, it's a good trade-off. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this first. And here is the Frank Herbert's Dune collection book. So we open it up. Okay, and basically, let me just move my tripod down, and okay. And basically, most of the pictures here are black and white, okay? So, and even though the book is hardcover, the pages feel kind of loose, so I would be very careful in terms of just, it's not like they feel loose, like they're not gonna fall out, but they feel like they could be like popping out over time. So treat the book with care is my recommendation. But as you could see here, if you were to do a direct comparison, literally, this book is, most of this book is a republication of that original book, which is not a bad thing, since I don't even know if that book is in print anymore, but I have a feeling after more than 20 years it's probably not. And as I said before, the exclusive disc that it came with, those features have not been available anywhere else to the best of my knowledge. So, and those extra features have been included among the extras on the Blu-ray disc set. So this really is probably the most deluxe Blu-ray disc set regarding the 2 Sci-Fi Channel miniseries adaptations that came out between David Lynch's and Denis Villeneuve's adaptations of Dune for the big screen. So I might jump ahead some pages here just because this is a bit different than an art book. It's a making of book. This is a lot like the making of Dune that came out in 1984. And basically that book was soft cover, and the book has an exact same size and form factor, give it being a little bit thicker since it was covering David Lynch's original feature film, as The Secrets of Frank Herbert's book. So so I mean, I was kind of happy of that because they kind of go together like a set, even though they were published by different publishers. So you basically have, once again, different photos from the production, as well as obviously scenes and whatnot. The Space and Guild Highliner. This is obviously, you know, this is a navigator. Storyboards. Production design. This is how the Sardaukars look in Frank Herbert's Dune. Okay. And also Frank Herbert's Children of Dune, although, you know, you see them a lot more in Frank Herbert's Dune. Okay. And these are mechanical effects. These are different prototypes of what the navigator was supposed to look like and what it does look like. And basically it's a puppet. And at least we got to see it. And I think it's probably a more accurate representation of what the navigator should look like to a certain extent. I mean, part of the thing that makes Dune kind of fun is having the creativity to, you know, be truthful to Frank Herbert's words, but at the same time, everybody has their own vision of what, you know, the universe should look like. And part of that is in the look of the navigator, having it stick to what description Herbert gave us, but at the same time, taking some creative liberties to fill in what Herbert didn't give us. Now, this is what a Guild Highliner ship looks like in Frank Herbert's Dune and Frank Herbert's Children of Dune. So you can see it's quite different from both the David Lynch and the Denis Villeneuve versions. And this is supposed to be demonstrating how it folds space. Folding space in this particular case, pardon me, this one, it appears to create like a wormhole and just slips right through. In the original David Lynch version, it really did just move without moving. It basically like disappeared from one place and reappeared safely somewhere else. And in, as best as I can tell from the Denis Villeneuve version, it appears as though the Highliners create some sort of a wormhole within the circular part, as you can see in Dune Part 1, the Bene Gesserit shuttle going from, I think, the Bene Gesserit world of Wallach 9, if I have it correctly. If I'm wrong, you know, sorry. But you see a ship basically passing through from one place to Caladan through the circular orifice of the Highliners. So in that respect, you have three different interpretations of how it's supposed to work, I guess. Okay, and then here's the digital. Netter Digital did the matte paintings and stuff. So you see how the original palace looks. And in some ways, I would say, in terms of faithfulness to the book, you know, they're all, for lack of a better word or expression, they're all cinematic, or in the case of television, still visual medium. They're all visual interpretations of the same story. The big difference, I think, with the miniseries is, for the most part, I would say, of the three of them, the miniseries is truer to the book than both the David Lynch version, which I still like, and even the Denis Villeneuve version. Now, that doesn't mean that one is better than the other. What it does mean, though, is after you've read the book, because everyone should read Dune, you should check out all three miniseries. If it's, you know, if you are a real fan, you really should check them out, because it's a learning experience. You could just see how three very different types of filmmakers, that's the director, John Harrison. You can see how three very different types of filmmakers interpret their work. And this was produced by Richard P. Rubenstein, who, along with John Harrison, were executive producers on the 2021 and 2024 Denis Villeneuve directed Dune Part 1 and Part 2. And Rubenstein served as a executive producer in the original miniseries and Children of Dune miniseries, while Harrison wrote the script, the screenplay, and he did the directing duties for Frank Herbert's Dune, and Greg Yantes directed Frank Herbert's Children of Dune with a script from John Harrison. So, I always find sometimes that the Harkonnens have, in some ways, cooler looking armor. Like, I like the Harkonnen armor here better than the way they made the Sarduka armor look. But, they're all good. I mean, I think in the original David Lynch's Dune, I think that the armor, what the Harkonnens wear, with the two hoses coming out, etc., looks cooler than the hazmat suits that Sarduka wear in that movie. However, I think Denis Villeneuve got it perfectly. I think his Sarduka are my favorite. Those look just right. Okay, so pardon me. Just want to make sure there's anything else here that I missed or may have missed. Okay, so now we go into the Children of Dune portion of the book. Now this, as far as I know, is all new and original, because I don't remember them ever coming out with a book for Children of Dune, although I could be wrong. Okay, so it has a letter from Richard Rubenstein, and then basically these two are the highest rated miniseries, especially Frank Herbert's Dune, that ever have broadcast on Sci-Fi Channel, which is now known as Sci-Fi. But this gives you a lot of notes. And I did a really great review of this when it came out. I got to review the television screeners ahead of time. And eventually I got to review the DVDs of Children of Dune. And I was surprised that it had such traction that the director, Greg Yantes, wrote me a really nice letter that, when you get I've gotten, sometimes when you review things professionally and, somebody actually reads your work that's involved with the production, they might drop you a note in return. And this happened to me at least twice. Once with the Dead Zone television series, Michael Piller, who is largely responsible for bringing in new writers for Star Trek The Next Generation, wrote me a letter telling me that I got exactly the point of what he was going for with the Dead Zone television series. And then with regard to Frank Herbert's Children of Dune, Greg Yantes also really liked my interpretation of it. So what I'm going to do is there'll be a link to that in the description. So if you guys, unfortunately, I don't know if I have the letter or not. If I do, I'll repost it on my website. But what I will have is a link in the description where you could read the review for itself, because it's actually very detailed and it really covers aspects of Dune, Frank Herbert's Children of Dune, that really do mirror a lot of what we learn between this and the original Star Wars trilogy. So definitely check it out. The link will be in the description. Okay, so here's some beautiful color sketches, I guess storyboards from Children of Dune. And I mean, they really got the design correct with the huge pillars and stuff and the big window. I mean, there's a lot here. Here's concept art. Okay. And this has been shown previously. These are various shuttles that you see flying inside the Highliner. I really wish that they actually said what these ships were supposed to be, because I would have liked to know, because then I'd be able to say, oh, this is this kind of ship, this is this ship, or whatever. But aside from the Guild Steersman's shuttle seen in the first film miniseries, pardon me, I'm sorry about that. You know, the ships that are flying around inside the Highliner are I couldn't tell you exactly where they are. Here's Reverend Mother, and here's costume concept art. Okay. This is like a witch. Okay. Behind the scenes photos from Dune. The palace on Kiting, as well as the palace on Arakeen on Arrakis. Beautiful photos. And then behind the scenes photos, Susan Sarandon right there. From and these behind the scenes photos, as far as I know, I've never seen them before. So this is, you know, you're definitely getting a lot of things that are new, as far as, at least as far as I can tell, that have not been released to the public, or if they have, they weren't released domestically in the United States. Since this, by the by, is an import from Australia, but once again, it's region free, so it doesn't matter where you are, you should be able to watch this. It has a region B encoding in the back, but nevertheless, it's still, you can still watch, you should be able to watch this on your player. Okay. That's a Harkonnen Ornithopter. You know, and you could kind of, when you look at this, you could see how through the various budgets and the breakthroughs and effects and how people use them, evolutions of things like the ornithopters in the original Dune. You just see the Atreides one, and it's kind of bird-like, but it just, something on the top comes out sort of like wings, but it doesn't flap or anything like that. And the Harkonnen ones look kind of dragonfly-ish, but they don't have any sort of wings either. In Frank Herbert's Dune, the ornithopters kind of look like flies, and they have like an engine in each wing, but again, they don't really flap. And the Harkonnen ornithopters look more like gliders. And but I think Denis Villeneuve did get it correct. At least his interpretation of it is closest to the book in terms of the flapping wings. Actually, you know, an ornithopter is supposed to be a vehicle that flaps its wings reminiscent of a bird, hence the orna part of the thopter. But in this particular case, it really is what it is in terms of, you know, you just see, I think Denis Villeneuve got it perfect. I mean, could it be done differently? I'm sure. But hopefully we won't get hit with another Dune anytime soon, other than a sequel to complete his trilogy. Just because, you know, there's too many remakes and reboots, etc. And here's some alternate art. Now this I really like, because this gives me a chance to show you. This is the American Region 1 release that I still have of the DVD released by Artisan Entertainment of Children of Dune. Okay, and this is, and I still have this as well, the director's cut packaging for Children of Dune. And you can actually see this in one of my revisiting Dune videos, which I'll basically link them all in the description. This is another cover, obviously not American because the rating system is different here. Okay, poster art. Again, once again, this looks like this to me looks like it might be VHS, but I can't really tell. But basically, you know, you have various artwork, including stuff you see from the pictures. Here's the poster, trading cards. This was the cover of the original Artisan DVD release. And I gotta tell you, because on the director's cut, although I would keep the original packaging no matter what, over time the glue that glues that digipack styling to the cardboard does eventually wear out. So I might actually buy this and just use it to put the director's cut inside to keep it, just to keep it safe or whatever. Because I prefer, the plastic cases to, cardboard. I just, it's all, like even with CDs, I hate it when they put them in cardboard. I would much rather have it inside a regular CD jewel case. So here was a Blu-ray disc release containing, the 2 miniseries. Okay, and then here we have the thanks layout design by Umbrella Entertainment. And finally, here, this is the scan or QR code for the included Sandworm that basically you can build. And I'm going to tell you about my experiences building it, because it's not that easy. A matter of fact, I would say that, well, you'll see. Within a bag, as you can see, you have, it's not officially Lego, it's like Lego Light, but it is compatible with Lego in terms of similar, type of bricks. But I've seen this company, I don't know the name of the company, but I've seen certain, on Amazon, certain types of, this type of alternative brick modeling, and building spaceships or whatnot. And the one thing that people always complain about is the instructions, because it turns out that what I read on Amazon from different people for other sets, this is why the box itself, which let me just show you, here's the inside of the box. This is the reason why the box is so big, is because you have this set included. Now, I tried building this twice, and I'm going to show you the instructions because I scanned the QR code in the back of the book. And here's my iPad, okay? And okay, this is what it's supposed to look like, okay? And basically, first off, it's a lot of pages to print. So, if you want to print it out, I would suggest having either a color laser printer or a color inkjet, since as you can see, their pieces have many different colors, and if you print it out in black and white, it's going to be harder for you to put things where they're supposed to be put. But or you can do what I did and just keep the PDF on here. In this case, I put it on my iPad so that I can access it with a bigger screen. Now, here's where I ran into trouble. See, okay, the instructions that are here, they seem clear, and you get maybe, I think, 14 different bags that have the, I think the brick set is 790 pieces. So you would think, okay, 1x, 1x, 1x. I thought, like, because each bag is labeled Dune 1, Dune 2. So I thought to myself, oh great, so put together the stuff in Dune bag number 1, bag number 2. But no, that unfortunately that type of putting it together, or even being clear about what you're supposed to put together, doesn't come through here. I mean, they don't even give you an index of the different parts. You literally just have this screen and good luck. Now, the problem that came here is, okay, the way I figured it out was, I realized quickly that you have to open up all the bags, or most of them, at least the ones that you think that you're going to need in the beginning, and carefully group everything, so that you have them easily on a big surface, and then count the top, these little sprockets, or whatever you want to call them, these circle things, and count them carefully so you can get the correct brick when you're putting it together. And so I did that with all the pieces. But then it gets a little confusing because see here, you would think, okay, they're showing you something to put in the top, right? Well, on the bottom, this, you don't necessarily, it doesn't tell you that this is the bottom, other than this symbol, which could easily be mistaken for everything. You flip it over on the bottom, okay, and you gotta look for the correct pieces. And what they don't tell you is, there is, over here, it says, let me just get down to one thing here. It says, you know, you look at this here, and let me see if I can get closer. Well, basically, this looks like it's actually 3 pieces, because this, you have this little singular thing here and this. So, you know, you have to count the holes on the bottom of the back of each brick, as well as on the top, to make sure that you're getting the right corresponding pieces. And then you say to yourself, okay, this is getting simple. And once you realize that, you figure, okay, good enough, building that base, okay? And then, pardon me again, I just got over a really bad cold where I had laryngitis last week at the time when I'm recording this review. So my voice isn't hoarse anymore, but it's still not 100%. Anyway, so you see the different parts here, and basically things start to get a little bit confusing, because I like to make sure that whatever's in the picture when I'm putting it together matches exactly as it shows me in the picture. I don't like to just take things and try building it myself without reading the instructions, because that usually leads to disaster. But as simple as these instructions appear to be at first, after a while, I soon began to discover that they're not so simple. Like, you have to, they don't give you a true sense of the exact spacing for each blue piece. And these are 2 blue pieces, by the by. And I mean, they show you on the top there, but to create this foundation for the top, okay? And basically, the tan piece should be on the left side, but you keep putting these together, and you want to make sure that, like here, that there's at least like a little quarter here and here sticking out, because as you put it together more and more, you got to put these little blue things that form the spine and the bottom for the platform. And what I found was that by the time I got to here, things weren't lining up. For some reason, I kept getting things backwards. Like, instead of the tan piece being on this side, it was on this side. So then you have to take it apart and put it back together again. You know, and that's where it starts to become a drag. And so by the time I got to this point, I believe, I began to have trouble just trying to find the right pieces. Okay, I mean, I got all of this, but I had a gap. Even though I felt like I was following the instructions correctly, I had a gap on the sides here. And then this is when I basically gave up over here. I could not get this to match exactly as it shows. And you have this like silver or gray piece right here that has to go in specifically here, and it has to be put in exactly at the right spot because something's going to build upon it. And then, you know, this, I mean, there's 2 pieces here, but I'm just saying they could have made it easier, because it's not, you know, if you basically, you should basically make it to the point of put piece this on piece this, as opposed to just showing you a picture, because, and also it should have been a color booklet, because I shouldn't have to have my tablet on and constantly have to worry about refreshing it in terms of, because it goes to sleep and then you have to put the password in, etc. You know, that gets annoying after a while. And basically, there's no customer service or anything like that as far as, hey, you know, how do I build this? Can I get a better copy of the instructions? You get what you get, and that's it. And in that respect, it kind of sucks. So I never even got this far. Now, granted, I'm not a Lego builder, and some of you might who are looking at this may think to yourselves, oh, this guy must be really stupid because it's obvious. Well, please understand, it's not obvious to me. So, I'm looking at this from the point of view of I'm just a guy that happens to buy this. I see this Lego set and I want to build it, but you can't. Or I couldn't, I should say. So basically, what I ended up doing was I ended up taking the pieces and putting them back in the bags in here. And I'm grateful that I didn't throw out the bags for the pieces that I originally opened up, because this is like several bags inside this one bag. So I was basically put the pieces back where I found them, and then use Scotch tape to seal them closed. And then after that, basically, this goes back in the box where it will more than likely stay for the rest of my mortal life. I just don't see it any other way. Now, another thing that I wish they had done is, see, without the model in place, the bricks, if you want to put the discs back in the paper, you have to, unless you want it falling around inside, or, obviously, you buy this, you're going to put this with your movie library. Okay. But see, there's nothing that separates the brick set from the actual discs, and I really think there should have been some sort of a cardboard thing or something, whether it's permanent or just something that holds it in place, because you pull out the brick set, etc., and you have this other stuff that's not really protected as good, such as the photographs, okay, and the poster, and basically these things will be flying around inside the box, because you put the poster inside the Blu-ray case, it's going to get all messed up. And these are too big to fit inside the Blu-ray case. So unless you got a special place where you want to display these, basically they're probably just going to stay in the box. So, the only thing that's holding up the discs and these pictures is the fact that you have this Lego set that if you're successful enough to build, and once it's built, it does not fit back in the box, you basically, are going to just, if you wanted to keep everything together, these cards and the poster, they're just going to be sitting flat in here. And while I assume that you were going to want to put these discs in your library, basically they still should have just made some sort of a little pocket thing right here, like just a little cardboard separation, so that these pieces, whether you remove the discs or not, that they're all secure and not depending upon this big plastic bag of bricks to keep it in place. Well, then obviously, once again, for the bricks, the book goes in top here like this, and then basically, hopefully I'll be able to do this with one hand because I'm holding the camera here. Okay, let me just put this down for a moment. Okay. Basically, you put it inside here, and that's basically it. Now, it's a great set. I have no problems about it, other than the fact that I think that the instructions for the bricks should have been definitely clearer, and also that there should have been sort of cardboard thing just to better separate the discs and the disc case, as well as the included cards and poster, so that they don't go flying around when you don't have the bricks in here. Because as I said before, you have the movie, you're going to put that in your library, it comes in the blue case, but if you put the poster inside there, it's going to get all messed up, and basically the cards are too big to fit in there. So you're going to leave them in the box unless you have someplace else for them, and basically they're just going to be, depending on how you use this, they're just going to be flying around inside. And that's also not to mention the fact that these two things, this is on the back, this is the front, these two things actually fit inside, so that's good. I mean, I don't expect that for them to hold inside here. I'm just grateful that they held them at all. But once again, if you choose not to do what I just showed you, if you choose not to build the included Lego like model, then it's just like I said, it's not that things are moving around inside, it's that things are just not as protected as they should be. Because any way you cut it, especially if you're living in the States, this costs about $100 and maybe $120, $130. I paid about maybe $130 on eBay, and that was with free shipping. So I think I got a pretty good deal because Umbrella Entertainment's located in Australia, and I don't know how much it goes for shipping, but from what I remember, it's pretty much, it was very close. Either way, I'm grateful to have this, and in some cases there have been, I can say with all honesty, you should definitely shop around and see if you can get a good price, because some people are trying to charge a lot for this, especially now that it's not out of print. Now that it's out of print, I'm sorry, But overall, much like the Coke Vision Ultimate Edition of Dune that was released in 2021, 2022, was from Germany, this region-free Blu-ray disc set, and it's standard Blu-ray. I asked if there was going to be a 4K edition, and at least as of now, there is not. This is really about as probably as good as it's going to get for a while, as far as your special edition deluxe boxing, and it's obviously timed, for Dune. And I'm a Dune fan, so I'm very thrilled that I got this. But and I do think it's still worth getting. But I just wanted to point out the different reasons, both positive and negative. I mean, one positive thing is you get this in the Blu-rays, so all the content that's on this original DVD is now on the Blu-ray discs, and literally most of the hardcover book is a direct reprinting of this softcover book that came out in the year 2000. Okay, so this has been my look at and review of the Umbrella Entertainment's Frank Herbert's Dune collection, the TV series, the complete TV miniseries of Dune, Children of Dune, 4 Blu-ray disc box set. And I appreciate you all watching. I hope you will all like, comment, share, and subscribe, because it really helps out a lot. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much now. Let the spice flow.